Yo, little nice tidbit. I don't know if this is always the case, but since our last save was on the airplane, that's currently where the game has our background set for. I don't know if that's intentional or if it cycles through the backgrounds. Like, we're not far in the game, so I really haven't opened it that many times. But this is pretty cool, no? If that's the case, this is pretty sweet. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Hello, Hollow. It does change the screen. That's so neat. That's such a nice touch. I noticed it when I logged on today. I said, wait a second. It kind of nice. This kind of feels like airplane music a little bit. Just a little bit, no? I'm excited. I am excited to finish, or not finish. I don't think we'll finish it today, but I'm excited to play this one and see how much I remember. I hope you had a good weekend, Hollow. I finally bit the bullet on something that I've been putting off for a very long time. And it is buying AirPods. Now, before you are like, Press, I feel like that's not a big deal. Just know that I'm always behind on technology. I had the iPhone 8 until last year. I was rocking the iPhone 8. So this is a big step for me because I've always been a corded headphone user. I like the corded headphones, or I would just cycle through like the headphones you get at Five Below, the wireless ones, and they would last like a week and then they would break and they would be really bad. I have never bought AirPods. Well, let me tell you, I'm fortunate enough that I got them on a deal. If I can be totally honest, and this is, I'm not trolling. I think the $30 corded Apple headphones have better sound quality. I think they're doing too much with the AirPods. I'm not going to return them. They're fine. They get the job done. And for what I need them for, which is like the gym, going for a run, having no cords is very convenient. But I think they overcooked on the sound. I think the sound sounds better out of the corded regular Apple headphones without all the fancy schmancy noise cancellations. These AirPods, I got like sound coming out of 4 spots in this little headphone. I'm like, I don't even know why they did that. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason behind it, but they're fine. And there's a lot of features on them that some people might, like, I don't know, find useful. Like, you can like nod your head to answer phone calls or anything. I turned all that off. I don't want to mess with any of that. But I'd be lying if I said I was like super impressed. I luckily got them, like I said, on a sale, which makes me feel a little better. If I didn't get them on a sale, I might have returned them. But for what I need them for, they're fine. So don't feel like you're missing on anything. If anyone's trying to guilt trip you into buying AirPods, they're really not all that great in my opinion. I've noticed earbuds don't have the best sound quality overall. Yeah, I mean, you're always better off, I feel like, going over the ear. Obviously, it's harder, though, to go over the ear headphones for, like, working out. I will say I had the running Beats for a little bit, which have, like, the strap, and they're wireless, and they're for running, and the strap, like, stops them from, like, if one falls out of your ear, the cord catches it so it doesn't like drop to the floor, which is very nice. If you've ever heard of the brand Shocks, I used to work in running. I think I've talked about before. And there's this brand called Shocks, and they actually don't go in your ears. Not sponsored, by the way. They don't go in your ears, but rather they sit out like right outside of your ears and give you the sound like through your temple. It sounds really weird when I explain it. I was never very good at explaining it. If it sounds cool, look it up. Those I thought were pretty sweet, because then there was never anything in your ear. Took a little getting used to, but I always thought that those were pretty cool. But yeah, AirPods, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think they were that great. For as much flack as I've been getting for not having them, I expected to be completely wowed, and I was mad. They were fine. They're fine. Not sponsored yet. True. All right. Let's see. Volume should be good. Same settings as last week, but if it's not, let me know. Let me know. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. New items unlocked in the gallery. I feel like that's just asking for spoilers. Oh, that's nice. The continue instead of having to load a separate save file. Okay, hear me out. I mean, I think this one probably came out after. I feel like a user experience standpoint, this has got the Phoenix Wright trilogy beat a little bit for convenience sake, no? All right, story thus far. I will say, I wish that the buttons were similar to the Phoenix Wright trilogy, because I am a little confused every time I get in here, because I'm so used to the old buttons. E. Okay, I could probably remap it if I really cared. All right, so story so far, we found this guy dead in the elevator. We picked up his wallet, which proved to be quite a mistake. Well, actually, did we find this on us or did we pick it up? I can't remember. I think we had picked it up. And then for some reason, we have this Sky magazine. Details, meals, movies, and other services included. Oh, I didn't open it yet. I wonder what we'll use this for. I can't imagine they give it to us for no reason. Anyway, the victim, Ackby Hicks, Rhoda Tenero, who really thought that we were the guilty party for a good, what, 10, 20 minutes? And then Zinc LeBlanc, which I don't know. He's giving me bad vibes. He wanted me locked up a little too quick. He's #1 on my suspect list right now. Gosh, I wish I could remember who did it. But then again, I don't think I finished the case, so I don't know if middle school me ever found out who did it. Oh, I should have looked at the gallery after the Phoenix Wright trilogy. I didn't even think about it. Oh, maybe we'll do that one day. We found it on us. Okay, and it was in Edgeworth's pocket. That's what I thought. So someone else picked it up and put it on us to frame us. I just have a hard time. Here's the reason I'm skeptical of Zinc LeBlanc. I just have a hard time believing that this guy can do anything discreetly. He seems pretty worked up. And so I don't know if he'd be able to pull off a murder and keep his cool. Dude, I love this art style. I think it's so good. Don't get near me, you criminal. Well, hang on. Hang on now. That's what I thought. No. I can explain. Hang on. Hang on. So, I thought that it was in our pocket, but then this says picked up off the floor in front of the elevator. That's so, hang on. I feel like I said the right thing. I don't know, maybe not. You don't fool me, rats. Next time. Can't remember where we're supposed to be going. Yeah. I don't think any of these guys are gonna... That text is weird, actually. Yeah, I was confused. Well, I guess to get in my pocket, someone would have had to pick it up and put it there. If I may have a word with you. Okay, this guy's just eating. That's great to hear. I'd like to ask you a few questions. This guy does not want to talk to me. I don't think either of these guys are going to want to talk to me, are they? Hello, sir. Ma'am, apologies. Nope, he's talking to her. How about another glass? Excuse me, but I was wondering if you know anything about the murder. How about it? How about a glass together? Sorry, but I must decline. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the cute attendant. I'm sorry, but I'm on the clock right now. Edgeworth's like, wait a second. But if you need a refill, I'd be happy to bring you another glass at any time. Well, hang on, Rhoda. You're supposed to be with me right now. That's no way to talk to a lady. Well, let's get out of the weirdo cabin. March 12th, 7:26 a.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. God, this dang mouse. I want to thank you for your help back there, Ms. Tenero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. I want to meet this captain, too. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. Oh, no. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I wonder if I'm on a time or if this is just a way of introducing the health bar. I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can... Oh, so there is business and economy. Well, then I want to be on the double-decker plane. I've never seen... Are these real? Do multi-level planes exist? They are real. With 2 or partial decks for passengers, like the Airbus A380, if you're curious. Well, I've never seen one. I want to ride one. And we found no record of a key card being used at all, which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. Okay, so he is first class. Which explains why he didn't need to take any of the money, I guess. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Alright, do we have a time limit? Now then, let's get started. But where from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m., so a 15-minute window. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. Where was the killer? What clues point to where the killer could have been? So that's probably what we have to go find out, huh? If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. No time limit, that's a relief. Alright. So, is this our only logic piece right now? Yes. What clues point to where the killer could have been? Well, in that case, I guess we'll just kind of look at everything, right? These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds tell me nothing. This would be such a cool place if you could actually go. To be able to sit at a bar like this and like have a drink, I can see it now. Have a drink with my 5 boys as we travel somewhere and look out the window of the traveling, but this would be so sick. This would be so sick. Every nook and cranny. I hope that I can't imagine there's too much on a plane, right? Well, this is an Ace Attorney plane. Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? And tell me, what do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but it looks like a rather one-sided conversation. Yeah, the clouds tell you nothing. Shocker there. There are a few copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack. This month's special is an English trivia quiz. Well, let me at it. That's not a bad idea. I've heard the youth of today don't know a particle from a participle. It's not just the youth, Edgeworth. I don't know either. Your 5 boys, my 5 friends. We have 5 guys in our friend group. Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. I guess it would be 4. 4 boys. And me. I get the middle seat. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle? That's what I'm saying, Rhoda. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful in passing through the area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you. Well, okay. So nothing here. Is this a shower? I know it's not, but it looks like a shower. This door leads to the flight attendant's room. But please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel. The The room is giving off the scent of a woman's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great. However, to me, it simply smells. A smelly smell that smells smelly. Not that I have any interest in what lies behind this door. Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. Interesting. I mean, listen, Rhoda obviously didn't do it. But a suspicious area that we can't access? I wonder. He's so funny in this case. Edgeworth? Dude, Edgeworth is so funny. The grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive. That's not a piano. It's more like an overgrown music box. You know, growing up, I had one of those old pianos that they would have music scrolls on it. I hope I'm doing a good job at explaining it. My sister was much more the pianist than I. But it had scrolls of music, like think sheet music rolled up, and you would stick the scroll in the piano, and the piano would play the song on its own. And so around the holidays, we had a bunch of Christmas-themed scrolls that we would put in the piano. And then we would just have Christmas music, like actual Christmas music, coming from the piano in the house all day. It was really cool, and no one was playing it. It was awesome. And there were some sheets that were like songs that would be probably impossible for one person to play. But obviously, because it's automated, you can still listen to it. It was really cool. I don't know if we have it anymore. I mean, we moved a very long time ago, but I don't know if we ever like kept the piano. We probably left it. No, you know what? My sister might have it. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent. But it's keys. But you guys should look it up. It's very cool. But it's keys to press along with the music, as though there really is someone playing it. Yes, she knows. Rhoda knows. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. Well, Edgeworth, some people would call it a hobby. This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. Look at all that grape juice staining the back. It may not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable. Yet it doesn't look it. It was? Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair. Is that enough to make this profitable? Or enough to make it like a legendary chair? You know, I did see that one of the chairs that Taylor Swift sat in at one of like the NBA playoff games went up for auction for like $6,000. And I'm like, that's crazy. So you know what? Maybe it does. Maybe someone of status sitting in the chair does raise its value. What do I know? How is it a hobby if you don't have to do anything? True. But I would argue only people, like the only people who probably have something like that are people who have like a musical background in the first place. Because you need the certain type of piano to make it work. And I don't think it's an easy piano to get your hands on. So like my sister was very, very, very big into the piano, which is why we had it. She was very good. She would do like competitions and like teach classes and play at events. She was very, very talented. Which is why we even had the piano in the first place. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the Pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens. Well, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. Oh, you know Gumshoe's listening to the Rocker Pals. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation will get. Oh, I hope we get to ask him. What or who is this? Who does this look like? Why does he kind of look familiar? Hugo Hughes. No, you know who he looks like? He looks like Blaine from Pokemon Fire Red. Right? Yeah, he looks just like him. Okay, Blaine doesn't have the beard. But old bald man with a mustache and the circular glasses, Hang on a second. I might be onto something. Ace Attorney Pokemon crossover when? This is a bronze statue of the founder of Go You Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. The one on the left is when he was in his 40s, and the other is of him in his 80s. Is that so? Did the man age at all over those 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. So I guess, is he a young 80 or is he an old 40? Honestly, here he looks more like a young 80. If I look this dapper when I'm 80 years old, well then, I will consider myself lucky. Ace Attorney Pokemon has a bit of fan art. That doesn't surprise me. I feel I'm getting deja vu. Have we had this conversation before? A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilled at its feet. This is a statue of our founder. Yeah, oh, he was a big fan of grape juice, was Hugo. I'm sure he would be thrilled if he knew so much grape juice was here at his feet. Oh, he would just be so enthralled. Is that a hint of hero worshipping I detect? Let's see. Phoenix Wright. I could see Maya, psychic Pokemon, obviously. Phoenix? Am I crazy to say that Phoenix is a steel type? Because, like, his attorney badge would be metal. He's got very broad shoulders, right? Like, he's a very statue. Like, he's is statute the right term? He's a statute man. Maya would have a Mischievous. Oh, I could definitely see that. I could also see Maya with an Espeon and or Umbreon. I feel like Phoenix with an Aggron makes a lot of sense. I don't know what Edgeworth's would be, though. Maybe Dark type? Maybe? Give Maya Psychic and give Mia Ghost, right? What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? Interesting. What if the murderer wasn't a passenger? The victim's body was found inside the elevator that connects with the first floor and the second floor. I won't rest until I've inspected every nook and cranny. I wonder what was hanging off of this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now, if I could just put my finger on it. Can we? Wait, can we put our finger on it? No, he's missing the lanyard here too, unfortunately. And there's a credit card and a statue. And there's also a credit card and a statue here. Edgeworth fits a psychic a lot too. I think so. I think his suit color especially, right? Only in the intelligence way, not the magic. He's usually associated with chest, a classic mark of smarts. I could see Edgeworth with psychic types. Edgeworth, you think more steel than Phoenix, though. Phoenix is fire. I guess I don't know Apollo Justice enough, but he's got the red suit. So I was thinking fire for Apollo. But really, it's just based off the color of his clothing. It is red, right? There's no grape juice residue on the soles of his shoes. Interesting. Making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered this elevator after the turbulence. Can we look at his hair? Yeah. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. So, Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse literally right here. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to appear. Anyway, I should focus on the body. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? Oh yeah, we don't know the cause of death. I guess that's part of the investigation, huh? He appears to have been struck very hard. Wound on the back of Mr. Hicks's head suggests blunt force trauma, but what caused it? Oh, even his glasses are broken. Were they broken during the murder? Well, I see exactly what caused it, because this statue has blood on the corner, right? Edgeworth of Steel would not be your number one, but But I feel like this with his prosecutor trophy and silver hair, it's more fitting for him than Phoenix, who is just a very normal type guy. Wait, this tracks. Okay, hear me out. Edgeworth, he's got the prosecutor's shield. Give him the wall. Give him Mega Aggron, the defense king. Well, I guess Phoenix is technically defense. He's a defensor, but you know what I mean. Because of the shield. What is this sinister looking figure on the floor here? That's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Captain Ugle. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition and is so popular that we're down to our last one. The in-flight shop is just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? I think this was the murder weapon. I think a really good idea would be trying to see who all purchased this here statue from the gift shop. You certainly have some bias for Aggron. I like the wall. I do like Aggron. I wouldn't say he's one of my favorite, but I do think he's one of the cooler ones. My first games were Gen 3. My first game was Pokemon Emerald, so I always have a bias to the Gen 3 Pokemon. Money's strewn all over the floor. My favorite Pokemon, though, I think I've talked about this, is probably Jirachi. I love Jirachi. Money's strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. We examined that. Nothing in his hand. Anything else on this guy's body? No, but there is this sticking out of his suit jacket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Well, he looks just so happy to be there. Photo of Mr. Hicks' data jotted down in my organizer. Found in the victim's pocket. A souvenir picture, perhaps? Jirachi is a favorite of mine, too. Very cute. I really like Jirachi. Right now, I'm playing through Pokemon Red Rescue Team. And Wish Cave is making me not like Jirachi all that much. I don't know if you played Red Rescue Team, but Wish Cave is a nightmare. And Jirachi sits at the end of it. But it's like a 99 floor dungeon and it takes forever. But I do love Jirachi. I like Jirachi. I like Mew. Those are probably my two favorite legendaries. I always really liked Groudon too. But like non-legendaries, I really like the Trico line. I do think Oshawott and Duat though are my favorite Pokemon, although I don't really like Samurott that much. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I love the first two stages, but I don't like Samurott. I feel that way about a lot of the Gen 5 starters. I like Snivy and Servine, but I don't like Superior. I like Tepig, but I don't really like any of the other ones. Well, it doesn't... I don't know if we're going to have anything else here. Can we deduce something? Is this spot somehow connected? Oh! That's right. So I think I go to his head now, and then I deduce... Wait, where's the... Do I not have the... My bad, I thought I had the statue in here. Did I not have the statue? Where do we put the statue? Oh, the statue's in my logic. My bad. Alright, well, let's see if we've got something here. Where was the killer? What clues point to where the killer could have been? The victim's body was found inside the elevator that connects the first floor with the second floor. The blood on this weapon could... Or the blood on it is still fresh. Could this be the... Oh, we connect him here, right? Eureka! Ba-dum! A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes? What is it? The way the blood on this, or the way the blood's on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title? Oh, Edgeworth, she's just trying to be involved. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? Well, it would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting? Dang, Edgeworth, okay. Captain Ugo Piggy Bank data jotted down in my organizer. Usually on display at the in-flight shop, found at the crime scene with blood on it. Now, I don't know about the glasses yet, or where the kill. Maybe these two could go together, but I'm not ready to go that far yet. Now, what I'd like to see if I can do is deduce this. Eureka! The crime scene oh, that's for contradictions. Sorry, I'm still getting the ropes of this game. Okay, so deducing is to find contradictions. Okay, well, we'll go examine some other stuff. Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second. And I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off. I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. Let's see. The in-flight... Oh, this is the in-flight shop. It's just beyond these shutters. But we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. There must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. Well, when Hollow said to check every nook and cranny, they were not kidding. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. We must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Good idea, Rhoda. Oh, Edgeworth found something out. I found some very important evidence. What is the important evidence in this scene? The footprints! Oh, they go to the gift shop! How do I... Oh, present. Take that! What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints. There's some spilled grape juice on the floor in front of the elevator. Ba-ba-boom. And look where they go. Yeah, these footprints belong to our killer. Well, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. But, interesting enough. So, hang on, I'm working here for a second. Oh, wrong button. Oh, but we can talk. I didn't realize we haven't talked to her. Ms. Tenero, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge. As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around. You could pass a message along, tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation. I will. However, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you. And I take no offense. You know, it's a slight change, but it is kind of nice to see the characters from a different profile than head on. You know what I mean? Yes, verily. Do you pinky swear you do on your honor as a professional prosecutor? I pinky swear on my honor as a professional prosecutor. Well, I guess that settles that. Did you notice anything? I was wondering whose footprints those are next to the elevator. Well, I'd say the killer's, wouldn't you? Even if they aren't, I'm sure they're a vital clue to solving the case. Oh, maybe there are other clues waiting to be found. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go find them together. She looks like she doesn't like me. This little, like, face twitch. Does she not like us? I mean, I get that she's suspicious of us. But maybe she's just nervous. Maybe she's just nervous. You enjoy the view too? Yeah, it's a nice change of pace. I was wondering if you noticed anything, Ms. Tenero. I can't help but notice the sad atmosphere in here. Well, it is rather a tragic crime. I'll say, Robbing the poor man after bludgeoning him to death. Talk about rubbing in the salt. I believe I mentioned this earlier, but no money was stolen from Mr. Hicks. Well, yes, you did. Sorry for the accusation. But I still insist that there's something off or something missing from when he was at his seat. Something is missing. I can't forgive someone who would do this to a passenger of mine. I swear as a professional flight attendant that I will capture the culprit with my own hands. And I promise as a prosecutor to solve this case with logic and deduction. The key to solving this lies at the intersection of my logic and the evidence. So there definitely is something missing. But before that, I think we have to put a couple more things together. The footprints and where the killer went, right? I think this makes sense. What? Huh? Am I crazy? Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Well, my bad. What clues point to where the killer could have been? Oh, I guess could have been is not could have gone. Well, then if that's the case, then these two should fit together, right? The elevator that only connects the first and the second floor with where was the killer. Come on. Let's go. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. If only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Hicks. And I don't think I can prove that at this moment. No, but it's good information to have. So what's missing? Oh, wait, I know. Hang on. He has it's not a badge here, but a cell phone. So, if we go to the lanyard and we deduce with logic, this spot is connected to this evidence. Eureka! Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found. Oh, it's not a cell phone. It's a machine. Pardon me. His machine? Oh, nope, it is a cell phone. Correct. Stand corrected. So I guess because it's not here, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Missing cell phone data jotted down in my organizer. The victim supposedly had one, but it's gone missing. Did the killer take it? I don't know what that does to our puzzle pieces here. If only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Hicks. And unfortunately, we don't have the missing cell phone in our logic bin. So, if that's the case, then that's not gonna cut it. Does this open up a new dialogue option? I can't forgive someone. And I promise, yada, yada, yada. I should go over all the leads I've collected so far one more time. The key to solving this lies at the intersection of... Oh, notice anything. The footprints we've noticed. Maybe there are other clues waiting to be found. Okay, never mind. Then what else is there? What's the... Oh, it's an ice bucket. We've got a piano. We've inspected this. It seems like we've inspected everything. So if that's the case, what am I missing here? Picked up off the floor in front of the elevator, there is but a passport inside. Body found at 6:15. Was hit on the back of the head with this. The victim supposedly had a cell phone, but it's gone missing. We have this photo. No. And then logic-wise, in the elevator with Hicks, if only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator, There's some spilled grape juice on the floor in front of the elevator. Oh, but it's not in the elevator. Wouldn't the footprints have tracked in? Right? Am I crazy? I feel like that makes sense. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save scum before we do this. Sorry. Just to be safe. Just to be safe. Okay, so if that's the case, then what if we used our logic in the elevator, and he had to have ridden it because the footsteps just come right out of the elevator and into the gift shop. Rip it, Edgeworth. Let's go. I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. Really? It's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather, the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim's dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a close look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless. That's right. That was one of the things that he specifically pointed out when we were examining the body. Which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person in the elevator with him. Grape juice footprints data jotted down, spilt during the turbulence, looks like footprints and something being dragged. Oh, it does, doesn't it? It does look like something being dragged. I wonder what they dragged. What's going on over there? Oh, LeBlanc's at it again. Who let him down? Hang on, who let him down here? Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late. It's the same level as bad as if the plane arrived late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What's the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there's no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. I've never seen this guy not red in the face. Don't tell me what to do. I need not sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you're innocent yet? Well, funny enough, I did. If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. Nonsense. Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there's room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Oh, we get to pick apart his testimony now? Fine, suit yourself. Oh, a little showdown. What I saw. I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. Okay, so 6 o'clock. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge. That tracks. Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal. The hand at the 6 and the 12. That could also be 12:30 though, right? He didn't specify what hand. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come. Let me see. Do I look like a man who's having the time to wait for you? Why is he... Dude, that's what... He's too irritated. Like, he wants me to be locked up. That's why I think he did it. But also, I'm like, this guy just doesn't seem like he has it in him to pull off a murder. He's, like, really, really antsy. Maybe he's just nervous and he didn't mean to or something. I don't know. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast. Alright. I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Did you see a second person, perhaps? Of course I saw what was inside. And you're sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes. The only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. This last outburst is a bit too important to let go. The only person inside was that Mr. Well, we know that that's the lie. Was he really alone? Of course. I will bet even 1 cent. Isn't this guy like filthy rich? Come on, let's tango. Let's actually throw down, LeBlanc. What do you want to wager on it? I've got a friend back home who's really struggling and could use the money. A cheap ante for a cheap testimony. But if that's how you want to play it, I will happily take your 1 cent. It was when the needles on my pocket watch came to the 6 and the 12. I assume the pocket watch in this case is the one you keep checking, is that correct? Oh, you noticed. It's a very expensive antique, I will have you know. The feeling is wonderful when I fully wind it up by hand. It does look very well designed and quite classy. I will have to charge you if you want to touch it. I'm okay. That's quite all right. Let's continue with your testimony. What a cheap man you are. Now return the time you wasted back to me. And if we must, I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator at 6 o'clock. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge. It's true that I found the victim's body at 6:15, and that's when I found the two of them as well. You see, it all matches my testimony. Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal. That's the most mistaken way of thinking I've ever heard. Yo, you don't tell me to hold it. No, no, no. Your silly opinion is what's mistaken. Please calm down, both of you. In a sense, you're both mistaken. Well, if that isn't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what is. But I spy a little hole in his words. As you wish, Mr. LeBlanc, I will now show you proof of my innocence. And it starts with this piece of added testimony right here. The only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. However, there's one piece of evidence that shows that that's not the case, but we just have to figure out which piece of evidence he wants to see. It's probably this, right? Objection! Oh. You know, I guess we did see Miles from this angle one time in court. Mr. LeBlanc, what is it? There's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice. Yes, and? Will you admit you also spilled it with the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yeah, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. Oh, there must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games, so why don't you tell us the truth? Oh, I don't know if that's the truth, because I can't understand it. Can you please translate for us? No way, that's totally impossible, I guess is what he said. Oh, hey, there it is. Can't remember what language he said it was. I know there's no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? So maybe he's not guilty. Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? Interesting. So maybe this guy really is just... I don't know how to read him. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. You? Upset? You're joking. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. If you would please calm down, Mr. LeBlanc. Dare you you too have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying, but I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. I don't see any holes right away. I was upset when Mr. Hicks passed my seat. So are you still Are you still upset now? Are you upset now, Mr. LeBlanc? I'm always upset. The only time I'm not is when I have a piece of art in my hands. It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. I was always checking the time over and over again. But why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time in money. You understand the point. Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? Well, I guess this was 2008. They probably didn't have on-demand video on the planes, did they? A summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting. Where's the... Oh, is this the movie? License to Love, Laugh, Maim. Genre, suspense, hard-boiled action. Runtime 120 minutes. And Mr. LeBlanc could not wait to see this. They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, oh, and murder. Ain't that a coincidence? I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. Oh? A Sky High exclusive? I looked forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I wouldn't miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came aboard. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. Wait a second. But, oh, hang on. So it wasn't actually 6 o'clock then, right? It was 6 o'clock at the time of the destination, but the movie was still late. Hold it! Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it if that's all right. The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times. So this movie you mentioned, it's the one listed in the Sky magazine? Yes. I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. Ms. Tenero, was this movie shown on the flight? Yes. It was shown at the scheduled time. Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident? Nonsense. You doubt me? Is he pointing a gun at me? Put that thing down. Now stop pointing at me like that. Odd. How did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see? Edgeworth, it happens to me all the time, man. Sometimes my brain just doesn't work. And I forget things. It happens. I checked my pocket watch a great number of times. That much I know for sure. My watch is set to my destination's time. I always set it when I board a plane. Now, hang on. I think when I was looking at my evidence earlier, I had seen something that contradicts this. All times shown correspond to our departure time zone, not the destination time zone. So where does he talk about that? My watch is set to my destination's time. Oh, you fool. Objection! Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe this Sky magazine clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Ms. Tenero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhangfa. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now, we are still running, that's what it was, Borginian time. What? The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. So hang on. When this guy got in the elevator at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m., a 9-hour difference. I don't know if it's forward or back. But it would be like 10 at night, 9 p.m. if you went back. And if you went forward, it would be 4 is 10, 6, like 4 p.m. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Oh, he's... My aura was so strong there. It almost blew him over. Furthermore, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. There we go, 3 hours. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. You know, 1,000,000 cents is $10,000. That's a good chunk of change. I'm down for this. On the line, Mr. LeBlanc. Let's go. I'm throwing it on red. Hit me, dealer. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. Jeez, 3 a.m. Which also means he was sitting in the elevator for what? 3.5 hours almost? This should clear up all the remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame for the time of the death, right? Yeah, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m., it means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. Interesting. He would have had to be in the elevator a long time. Unless he got in the elevator, went to the gift shop, met someone back on his way up, but then the guy clocked him with the statue and then walked back to the gift shop, maybe? The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are? Yeah, oh, I'm Cammy Melee. I'm a flight attendant. And what is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story's a little different from how I remember it. I love her facial expressions. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. Oh! So he came back up the elevator. How can you be so sure of the time? Meal? Oh, is it meal? Cammy meal. I get it. I get it. Meal. How can you be so sure of the time? Okay, be honest with me, Hollow. Did you get that right first time? Am I just bad at reading the names? I feel like I get the names wrong a lot. That's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. A message from Captain Hugo. The stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhangfa, correct? Does this happen? I mean, I know obviously flights have layovers, but I don't know if I've ever been on a flight that actually stops and then we leave in the same plane, barring weather events that you have to touch down for. I read it for the first time like 7 years ago. I have no clue. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. It was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave or did any new ones board the flight? No, not a single person got off or on in Zengfa. And what about the flight crew? The few who were just, she's just, Cammy, I love Cammy. She's just happy to be here, man. She's funny. I like her. The few who were handling the cargo transfers might have temporarily gotten on or off, but eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. What is she grinning like that for, man? I can't. Say anything, girl. So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. Refueling in Zengfa data. Jotted down. A brief stop from 4 to 5 a.m. to transfer cargo and refuel at the transfer point. She's in her own world. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. What's Ackby Hicks a pun on? Ackby Hicks. Or am I pronouncing that wrong too? Because that doesn't seem like a pun. Ms. Meals' testimony, jotted down in my organizer. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5. So then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Okay. Now, what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zengfa. Ah! Oh. You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you're the only one who could be the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. But then, how do we explain the footprints? Is that not obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in this lounge, waited to kill him, and then he put the corpse into the elevator. That's when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the 2nd floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge. Everything happened here? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Do you have another idea? I simply feel that there's something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than this lounge? Ooh. Was seated in first class like myself. Ackby Hicks. No clue, have to think on it? Let me know. I can never look anything up because I don't want to get spoiled. This guy. Oh, we did get another row of evidence, it looks like. Okay, cool. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than the lounge? Oh, it could be the piggy bank. It was found at the crime scene. And the picture kind of looks like something was dragged, right? Other than this lounge. Well, this could at least tie it to the gift shop. I'm going to go with the piggy bank.
Take that!
Oh, let's go. Ace Attorney Wiki. Okay. Some information omitted for spoiler reasons. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ackby may come from the Japanese word for yawn. Hicks may come from hiccup, which can mean a minor setback. Ah. And this was but a minor setback. The start of Miles Edgeworth's worst week ever, I see. The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It's sold there and only there and is not displayed here in the lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you're innocent at all. Is there no way to win with this man? if I may.
What is it?
You see, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says.
Oh, and why do you know this so well?
Well, it's just that that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes.
And when was this?
Around 5:40 a.m. Okay, so we are narrowing our time. So now it has to be, what, between 5:40, realistically, probably 5:45 to 6:15. It's like a 30-minute window. Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yes. Come to think of it, Ms. Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what's beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor? Yes, I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. I think she went to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? For a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes. The upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Just a thought, just a theory. Obviously, don't let me know if I'm right or wrong, but could it be Cammy? What if Cammy met Hicks as they got off the plane, right? And maybe he, like, said something to her that she didn't like. I have a feeling it's probably deeper than that, but that's just the example that I'm using. And then she said, well, now I just have to take care of you. And the whole not ditzy, but the whole spacing out thing is an act. Shall we head over there then? What is it now? Dude, I hope she's not the killer, man, because she's funny as heck. Are you forgetting something, Ms. Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten, but I have already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're all right. Huh? That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. Huh? One of these flight attendants is lying. What's the meaning of this, Ms. Tenero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet here you are. Rhoda? You flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us? The captain's calling for you, Ms. Rhoda. Was it maybe Cammy and the flight attendant in tandem, perhaps? Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Well, she's not being as nice now. Ms. Tenero, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. I wonder if she suspects the pilot. And so she didn't want to get permission because she knew it would be denied. And the pilot is giving her permission because the culprit always returns to the scene of the crime. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on. There's something about Ms. Tenero that has piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. All right. March 12th, 8:32 a.m. So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Hold on. Oh, she might be guilty, man. She might be guilty. She's a little too quick to want to clean up the crime scene. I'm with you, Edgeworth. This is suspicious. Thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. Oh, she's just like me, though. She's just like me for real. I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. The blood on it is still fresh. Could this be the murder weapon? She's a little suspicious, Hollow. That's what I'm saying. There's a very good chance the killer had paid this place a visit. Do. How old was this guy? He was 28 and she's 24. Maybe. What if she was a disgruntled ex and she had to kill her former boyfriend? All right, let's get investigating. What are these? Those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're humongous. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you would try, then buy. No way. But either way, it doesn't really matter. True. Either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? That's a really good point, Edgeworth. I didn't think about that. Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Captain Hugo heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? I don't see him. Oh, is it this? He's what, like a tanuki? Tanuki? I don't see him on here. It's certainly something, it's certainly making something jump up inside my stomach. Huh? Dude, she's so funny, man. I guess there's no fooling your refined tastes. I can't get over her. You looked like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was gonna finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch again, okay? But I never showed any interest in it to begin with. It really is pretty horrible, right? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Ms. Rhoda. Ms. Tenero designed this? Yeah, it was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe. I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so bleh. Ms. Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Oh! You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Ms. Meal. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation. Planes shaking caused it to roll. In-flight suitcase displays can be hazardous. Well, hang on. Okay, so hear me out, right? The turbulence, if they roll that easily, the turbulence should have meant that these suitcases are not neatly stacked up here, but rather scattered around. However, we know that someone went back to the gift shop because we know that there is the bloody footprints, not bloody, sorry, grape juice footprints leading from the murder scene to the shop. So the killer did the murder, the turbulence hit, then they walked back to the shop and started putting everything back together. Interesting. Interesting. It was the suitcase. Oh, okay. Am I onto something? I might be onto something. It just seems weird that they're so neatly aligned. This one seems to have the stops in place to stop it from rolling around. This one does not. There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases. You know what I'd suggest? Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Okay, then how about you buy something for me then, as a present? I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything harsh. But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. Interesting. Well, she's had her eye on the pendant. She could have taken the guy's money. So that's a point for her not being the killer. I was making a joke. Like, oh, I thought you were talking about where the Tanuki design was. The suitcase. Oh. I get what you're saying now. I thought you were talking about the Tanuki design on the suitcase. Listen, it's been a long day, man. It's been a long day. Brain is operating at 70% capacity today. The glass from this display case's door is shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Gee, I wonder what could be there. Wait, actually, I think there is something. A mini captain's hat. Well, I thought it was going to be the mascot statue. It's a tiny captain's hat. I swear I've seen one of these before. A tiny captain's hat. Stuffed toys, just like the one Ms. Meal is holding, are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. She is really trying to sell me something. They're great for when you're stressed. Are you stressed, Ms. Meal, for whatever reason? Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? These are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case, and they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream "buy me" to any passerby. So I guess my question is, if the suitcase was rolling around and the murderer returned back to the scene of the crime, why just put the suitcase back and not clean anything else up? There's still the toys on the ground. There's still the magazine on the floor and the flower. If they were coming back to clean everything up, why only do the suitcase? I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. So what do you think about what's happened regarding this case? I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. Huh? I can assure you that I'm here in this shop just to prove the opposite. What is he doing? Did she fall asleep? Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. You know. So don't forget that, okay? She's fallen asleep on me. How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep? Well, you know what really show your thanks? You see that item for sale over there? Oh my god. Sorry, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. Oh, what would I present to her? I don't think there's anything really to present, right? Unless I wanted... I don't think I would get penalized, right? But what if I wanted her opinion on this? Could I show it? Ms. Rhoda said that this piggy bank was in the shop. Did you find her a tiny bit suspicious? Honestly, Meal, not as suspicious as I find you right now. I don't think I can say either way yet. There's not enough evidence to convince me that she was lying about anything back there. You sure about that? So what's that? Are you going to give it to me? Oh, but I'm not supposed to accept any presents. Unless they're really worth something. I feel like that's when you shouldn't accept the presents. Let's see. No, I don't think I need to ask her about anything. Although I would like to ask if she... You know what? I would like to ask if she knew the guy. Maybe I'll show her. No. Nope, nothing to get from her. But there is this on the floor here, if I can get it just right. Maybe. Nope. Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We saw a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when there's nothing going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one? Girl, if you try to sell me one more dang thing, I'm gonna lose it. No, no. I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. I had a short stint in retail. This girl ran circles around my work ethic. If the customer told me they didn't want anything, I said, okay, then you let me know if you need anything. And then I did not talk to them ever again. I know how it feels to be pressured. I get it, Edgeworth. Don't let her pressure you into buying something. Beautiful flowers in a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them. Well, you're kind of stepping on a few of them, you know. Oh, excuse me. But what are they doing on the ground? So I think we've got everything that we need to investigate, right? So now it's time to put some stuff together. Broken glasses. Tiny captain's hat. Where have we seen the... Oh! Wait. Oh, I thought, never mind. I thought he was wearing the captain's hat here. Never mind, scratch that. Jump the gun a little bit. Hang on. Reset. Oh, I really thought I was onto something there, man. If that's the case... Broken glasses. The victim's glasses are broken. Were they broken during the murder? The plane shaking caused it to roll. In-flight suitcase displays can be hazardous. It's a tiny captain's hat. I swear I've seen one before. And then the murder weapon. Or the supposed murder weapon. Were they broken during his murder? Can I inspect this glass? No. Can I leave this room, or am I stuck here once I'm in here? I'm stuck here. So everything we need is in this room, it seems. Oh, you know what, though? Wait, I actually think... Oh, no, never mind. I thought I was going to get to inspect it closer, but it might just be the suitcases. Wait, can I look at these closer? Oh, I could ask her about the cell phone. Did he have this on him? No, I'm not going to give it to you. I need to know if he had it on you, or if he had it on him when you spoke to him. Like I said earlier, I was the one answering people's calls while we were refueling in Zang Fa, and Mr. Hicks was in his seat at the time. What time was that again? He called it around 5 a.m. You were at your seat around then too. I do recall people calling for service at around that time. Even if this turns out to be a waste of time, I must stand firm. I just know that there's a vital clue or two awaiting me here in this shop. Mr. Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5. And he does have glasses, but we don't know if they were broken during the murder. Where have we seen the tiny captain's hat? Am I crazy? You know, this guy kind of looks like another character from Ace Attorney. I won't say who, because we haven't met him yet. I just remember him from Apollo Justice. Okay, so this might be a reach. But the victim's glasses are broken. Were they broken during his murder? And the suitcase rattling around maybe could have, like, they could have fallen out of... This is a stretch. I don't think this is going to work. But I'm going to try it. Bummer. The pieces don't fit together quite right. A tiny captain's hat. Where have I seen this before? Where have I seen a tiny captain's hat? Not anywhere that I have evidence of. Did you find her a tiny bit suspicious? Nah, we've already talked about all this. Oh, maybe the wallet? You cannot have the deceased man's wallet. No. Tiny captain's hat. I mean, there's quite a few tiny captain's hats on the screen. Are there? Oh, on the little toy. Oh, is that the tiny hat? It's that tiny? I thought that it was like I could still wear it. Is it this tiny? Hang on. I see. The mascot usually wears it, but there's no hat on this guy. I see. It took me a second to get there, but we got there. Ba-dum. Holy smokes. Thanks for the nudge. We would have been stuck there a while, I think. The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? But if she's tasked with... Oh, wait. Cammy is not tasked with cleaning the shop, right? That would be Rhoda. Found at the crime scene. Culprit. Excuse me. Must have shattered the display glass to take it. Eh? Really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything? I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. Yes, I'm so down for that. Let's get in there, Edgeworth. This is what I thought we could do earlier. I won't rest. Oh, okay. The glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank. But it's a bit odd that the inside of this case is so devoid of glass shards. True. That's a good point. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly. What is it? I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth. It hurts. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. This girl's helpless. Okay, so the glass is all broken. For security, there's a lock on the display case. Ms. Meal, if I may ask you about this lock. The one who's in charge of the shop is Ms. Rhoda, so she's got the keys to all the display cases. So if that's the case, she would not have had to break the glass to get it. So that, I mean, doesn't fully absolve her, but at least absolves her a little bit, right? I bet you want to buy... Cammy, no, not now. Do you want me to go get the key from her? You know, Cammy, I think we're good. It seems like I can just reach in and get what I need. That's all right. But that's interesting to note, because if that's the case and she does have the key, she would not have had to break the glass to get to the murder weapon. You know who would have to? Is our friend Cammy, unfortunately. GoU Airlines related books line this shelf. The history of GoU, the future of GoU, the 7 wonders of GoU, fight on GoU, working name You Go Airlines, You Go You. The titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. What do you mean? You're not trying to buy You Go You, the New York Times bestseller? Is this the same man as the one portrayed on the statues around the elevator? Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of GoU Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. Oh, Hugo. Go you. That took me a while to get. On the bottom shelf, we have the cute one. The middle shelf is the realistic one. And on the top shelf is the floral version. Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess. You just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Excuse me. Sorry. I'm tired today. Looks like I hit the bullseye. This guy looks more like Blaine from Pokemon. This guy does not. So I haven't found anything yet. But this empty shelf here, is it connected to any of the evidence I hold? I mean, I do think that this would go here, right? I would say it's connected to this. Eureka! There's definitely something unusual about this. About what? If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Hugo Bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. I guess it'd be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope. No, there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. So maybe this doesn't completely absolve Rhoda. Because if it's broken from the inside out, then wouldn't that mean that Rhoda would have first had to open the door and break it? Or someone would have had to open the door and break it, and who else has the key to do so but Rhoda? The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass. Or that. That checks out too. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off his head at the time too. That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Hugo Bank from here after the turbulence. That's impressive, Edgeworth. I'm not gonna lie. That totally slipped by me. The plane shook so much during the trip that it made a huge mess of the shop. But if that... Oh, she's asleep. Please don't be the killer, Cammy, because I really like you. Take your power naps on your own time, Ms. Meal, and listen when I'm talking. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. Interesting! Oh! So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? At this point, that's a really, very real possibility. But then what if, when the killer went to take Captain Hugo, they broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could have. And who would that be? Ms. Rhoda, of course. Dude, she's trying so hard to pin it on Rhoda. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Rhoda Tenero, huh? Interesting. However, the one thing that we can now put together is that the turbulence was so bad that it made a huge mess of the shop, but the suitcases were in perfect order. There's definitely something wrong here. And she's asleep again. What's with the sudden yelling? Tell me, Miss Meal, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Well, sure. They totally ooze strange. That's like the whole color and the such. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator. Again, not what I meant, Ms. Meal. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind. I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. I wonder how Ms. Rhoda would have reacted if she heard you say that. Well, we won't tell her, Cammy, will we? We'll keep that between us. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It will be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something that's not quite right. What's so unusual about this suitcase? It's these. One has it and one doesn't. Yeah.
Take that!
Take that! This is what's so odd. I don't think it's that strange at all. Oh! What's so unusual about the... Well, then maybe I have to do it on this one. Oh, there's also a different color wheel. Not only is the stopper missing, but one of the wheels is a different
Take that!
There's something very peculiar about these wheels. As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying. And so, it's very likely that this suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Oh, let's. Sorry, I wasn't expecting to do this here. I like when they have me do extra tasks, extra credit homework. What's this? The wheel's completely covered in something. Is this what was dragged through the grape juice? The color and the scent, it appears the substance in question is grape juice. But why would there be juice on the wheel of the suitcase? Because they dragged it through the spilled wine. This was apparently designed by Ms. Tenero herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Perhaps that's the best way to put it. Oh, now I see it. Okay, do you guys know the meme, right? He looks like... The Yugo mascot looks like the no bitches guy. The Megamind no bitches meme. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody knows that meme. That's what he looks like that. What else is there to inspect? The price tag. $1,200. Rhoda, I hope you weren't the one that priced it. That's crazy. Holy smokes. I don't know if there's anything else that we are going to get out of this. We might have gotten everything that there is to get. But did this get added to the testimony? Or not the testimony. Did this get added to our notes? Oh, we can zoom in and zoom out. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything, but I think I got everything. Oh, no, I did not. There's a key. It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth, and it's soaked with blood. I see. I see. Okay. Actually, I'll save my theory for the end of stream recap. It appears that this suitcase is really strongly tied to our murder after all. Interesting. So explain this to me. Why does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps? Aren't you just talking about the cloth, then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. They stuffed the body in there! So the murder didn't take place in the elevator at all. The thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is the body. Something that would fit inside a suitcase that's also covered in blood sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Go use suitcase data jotted down. This was used to transport the body designed by Rhoda. Bloody cloth data jotted down. Found inside the suitcase, its beautiful pattern has been soiled by blood. But, in light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing, just that I was thinking about what Ms. Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Hi, Rhoda. We were just talking about you. Nothing suspicious, actually. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat. But I thought she didn't get permission in the first place. What is going on? Who's lying to me? Or are they both lying? Is everyone in on this? I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together. I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Ms. Meal reminded me about Ms. Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. I don't think it was Rhoda. I don't think it was Rhoda. Oh, we landed! Hope Springs Airport. I'll call it. I'll call it here. This is a good spot to call it. 8:40. I don't know how much more we'd be able to do. I like this case. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's Cammy and the pilot working together. That's my initial thought. I don't know who the official murderer is, although I'm guessing it's probably Cammy because the pilot has to fly the plane, you know? But she's giving me suspicious vibes as much as I love her vibe. That's where I'm leaving off. I think it's Cammy and the pilot working in tandem, but I do not think that Rhoda is involved. I think that Rhoda is innocent. I think this guy's innocent, although, I mean, he's still a jerk. And he's just really oddly angry at the world. But sometimes, you know, LeBlanc, I get it. Sometimes I'm unquestionably angry at the world, so I understand. I get it. Okay, this was fun. I like this one. We'll have to see. Dun, dun, dun. You think we'll finish this in the next stream, Hollow? If we do a little longer than 2 hours, do you think it's possible? Or is this a longer one? I'd be interested. Because if it's like 2 more streams, we might be able to just grind it out in one. I just worry about grinding it too much and then having to stop like right before the big stuff happens. That's why I'm always a little skeptical in the beginning of cases, but I'm more comfortable grinding it out towards the latter half. Probably, you think so? Okay, cool. Then maybe I'll plan for that on the next one. Let's see. Next week, I probably won't be able to stream much, if at all. I am traveling twice, actually, in the coming week to 2 different cities that are pretty far from each other. They're not close to each other, but that's fine. Yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So it might have to be 2 weeks from now that we pick up Ace Attorney again, unless I can find some time in like the one day that I'm home, but I don't know. It'll probably end up having to be 2 weeks from now. However, if you are curious and if you are interested, let's see, Thursday. It's Thursday that Meep and I are playing a horror co-op game. The newest Fears to Fathom is a co-op game, and even though she was against it at first, I convinced her. Meep always says she doesn't like playing horror games. She just likes watching them. And then she texted me and she was like, I was watching Markiplier play and it doesn't seem that scary, so I'll play. And I was like, yes! So see you Thursday. Thursday, Meep and I will be playing the new Fears to Fathom. I'm hoping we can knock it out in one stream. That's the idea. Usually the Fears to Fathom games are pretty short, so I'm thinking we can probably get it in one. But that will do it for today. Thanks for hanging out. This is fun. I really like this game. I think I mention it every time we play it now, but it's a nice breath of fresh air and a nice switch up from the other games. Just because I think the mainline games are very formulaic. You know, you have your investigation scenes and then your court case. This is just nice. It's just a little bit of a switch up, which I think is cool. Peace. Thanks for hanging out. Whether you are just waking up in the morning, stopping by on your lunch break, or settling in after dinner. Thanks for hanging out, having a cup of coffee with me, and I will see you Thursday for Fears to Fathom. See ya!